Good evening to our viewers here in Korea. We are breaking into our regular program for World Economic Forum speech. I'm Yoon Jung-min. In just a moment, we will connect live to the Swiss resort town of Davos, where the annual forum is taking place, and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol takes the podium. He is among leaders from around the world to take part in this session, along with CEOs and business leaders. It's the first time in 9 years that we get to hear a Korean president address at this particular forum. So why don't we first go live to the scene? So on top of weathering global economic crisis, Yoon is likely to call for international cooperation and solidarity for global supply chain resilience, transition to clean energy, and establishing a digital order. Let's get to hear what they have to say.
Already as the President of the Republic of Korea, championing also global peace and prosperity. The Republic of Korea plays today an indispensable role, not only in terms of geopolitical security, but also in supply chain connectivity, industrial transition, and climate change. The world, of course, has closely watched as you proclaimed to reinforce public-private cooperation, the essence also of the World Economic Forum, to meet all those challenges. The participants in this room, as well as the many others joining us online, are all eager to hear your vision for Korea in the world. Mr. President, once again, a very warm welcome to Davos. The floor is yours.
여러분 반갑습니다.
Hello, everyone.
오늘 이 자리를 준비해 주신
I am very grateful to Chairman Schwab for organizing today's event.
1971년
Since its original founding as the European Management Forum in 1971, Davos Forum has been boasting its presence for more than half a century, and it is my honor to be here with you. Davos Forum has been contributing to empowering citizens around the world to enjoy greater freedom and building global peace and prosperity by serving as a venue for an in-depth discussion on global agenda. Today, we're gathered here to seek ways to cooperate and overcome a multitude of challenges we face. And it is truly meaningful for me to have this opportunity to be here. The world right now is under the pressure of economic uncertainty and complex crises. The pandemic, geopolitical conflicts, the rivalry of technological hegemony, and the weakening of multilateral trade systems have led to fragmentation of the global supply chain. And it is reshaping. The war in Ukraine has exacerbated supply chain disruptions. Supply shocks have occurred in various sectors, ranging from vaccines and pharmaceuticals to semiconductor and critical minerals that are the industrial backbones, and to food and energy resources, which are the necessities for humanity. Supply shocks in those sectors have spilled over to the broader economy. During such reshaping of the supply chain, cooperation between countries in the realms of security economy and advanced technologies has been increasingly regarded as a package deal, giving rise to the trend of bloc forming among countries. The crisis brought by climate change and the health and digital divides are threatening the freedom of citizens worldwide. The way to overcome these challenges is for us to strengthen cooperation and unite in solidarity. As the boundaries between security, economy, and cutting-edge scientific technologies are blurring, we not only need cooperation between businesses in the form of B2B cooperation, but also urgently need systems for G2G and G2B cooperation through which each nation's government and businesses in its private sector actively cooperate with one another. Even in the current global economic landscape marked by fragmentation, the free trade system, which has contributed to global economic growth and enhanced freedom of humanity, remains a global public good that can never be forsaken. Building up walls and intensifying protectionism cannot be the right answer. Indeed, the process of globalization in the past has shed light on the problems of financialization of the real economy and polarization. Nevertheless, we must make efforts to rectify these issues and, together with that, respect the free trade system based on multilateralism. By allowing the free flow of products, capital, knowledge, and information across borders, ensuring diversity and expanding connectivity, we should expand our small bloc to form a larger bloc. During the UN General Assembly last September, I stressed in my speech that the first step in our journey to overcome the crisis and seek answers in this watershed moment is to respect the universal global norms and UN system and to unite in solidarity. The current situation, characterized by bloc forming, also calls for the global economic order's return to the free trade system based on the universal norms, strengthened solidarity, and strengthen solidarity and cooperation of the international community. When our endeavors to contributing to empowering global citizens to enjoy greater freedom and building the international community's prosperity translates into specific actions, we can indeed tackle challenges we face. Here at Davos, I would like to call for strengthening the global supply chain's resilience for sustainable economic prosperity, a transition to a low-carbon economy aimed at aptly responding to the climate crisis and ensuring energy security, bolstering global cooperation to bridge the gaps in responding to health threats, and lastly, establishing a digital order contributing to freedom and prosperity for all. The most urgent task for our time is to strengthen the supply chain's resilience based on reciprocal solidarity. Making the global supply chain more resilient is also a task to be pursued in the spirit of freedom and solidarity. By forging robust solidarity among nations, we must establish a resilient supply chain and pursue the coexistence of citizens worldwide. The Republic of Korea boasts the world's top-notch production technologies and manufacturing capabilities in semiconductor rechargeable batteries, steel making, and biotechnology. We will be a key partner in the global supply chain. We will align and cooperate with mutually trusted countries in full compliance with the universal rules in order to secure this global supply chain stability. The Korean government recently announced Indo-Pacific strategy that encapsulates our will to work with and innovate with nations that uphold the values of freedom, peace, and prosperity. We will contribute to prosperity for all humankind by developing economic and technological ecosystems marked by cooperation and inclusiveness. Another important task for all of us is tackling the climate crisis. Overcoming the climate crisis has become a common agenda for all nations worldwide, and major economies are working to achieve their net zero targets. Although energy security recently is emerging as an urgent agenda to address, energy transition and energy security are not mutually exclusive goals. As a key means to bolster our energy security while reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, we must turn our attention to nuclear power and clean hydrogen.
원전은
Nuclear power plants
온실가스 발생을
enable a
줄이면서도
stable electricity
안정적인
supply
전력 공급을
while
가능하게
reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
우리 정부는
The Korean
원전
government
확대로
has already
탄소
unveiled the
중립을
plan to systematically
체계적으로
pursue
추진할
the
것이며
carbon neutrality
이를 통해
target
에너지
by
안보를
expanding the share
강화할
of nuclear power in our
표명한 바
energy mix,
있습니다.
thereby bolstering our
대한민국은
energy
세계적
security.
수준의 원전 기술력과
The Republic of Korea has world-class
운영 역량을 가지고
technological
있으며
prowess in
탄소
nuclear
중립의
power
목표를
generation,
달성하기
as well as
위해
outstanding nuclear
원전
power
기술이
plant
필요한
construction and
나라들과
operation
협력할
capabilities,
것입니다.
and is willing to work with nations that need to tap into
미래
nuclear power
에너지의 게임
technology.
체인저로서
Clean
주목을 받고
hydrogen is
있습니다.
now receiving attention as a game changer for
철강,
future
화학,
energy.
해운 등
In
감축이
hard-to-abate
어려운
sectors such
탄소
as
배출
steel,
저감의
chemical,
해결책을
and shipping
제시함으로써
industries,
탄소
hydrogen
중립을
can be a
달성하는
solution
데
that plays a key
핵심적인
role in
역할을
achieving the
할
goal
것입니다.
of carbon neutrality.
이를 위해
To this end,
중동,
the Middle
그린
East
수소
and Europe
생산에
that
강점을
have
가진
great potential
국가들과
for green hydrogen
한국,
production,
일본과 같이
and the countries with
수소
advanced
활용에
technologies in
앞서가는
utilizing
국가 간의
hydrogen,
협력이
such as Korea and
절실합니다.
Japan, need to cooperate with each
앞으로
other.
청정 수소 인증 제도의
I hope
설계,
that the international community can
수소의
closely
생산,
communicate with each other to
유통에
design
관한 표준과
the clean hydrogen
인센티브
certification
정책을
scheme
마련하는 데
and
있어
establish the
국제사회가
standards and
긴밀히
incentive
소통해
policies on the
나가기를
production, utilization, and distribution of
green
hydrogen
ODA를
in the
통해
future.
국가
Through
간
Green ODA, the
기술과
Republic of
재원의
Korea will
격차를
further
줄이고
reduce the technological
개도국의
and financial gaps
기후변화
between
적응과
countries and help
온실가스
developing
감축을
countries
도울 것입니다.
adapt to climate change and mitigate
혁신적인 녹색
greenhouse
기술을
gas emissions.
모든 인류와
Korea
공유하기
will
위해
continue to make
노력하겠습니다.
efforts to share its
리더
innovative
여러분,
green technologies with all
국가 간
humanity.
보건 격차는
Honorable global
개인의
leaders,
자유는
the gap in the health system between
국제사회의
countries
지속
poses a
가능한
threat
번영을
not only to
위협합니다.
individuals' freedom but also sustainable prosperity of the international community.
보건 위기 대응
Korea
경험과
has
성과를
pledged to share
공유하고
its experiences
팬데믹
and
대응
achievements in
역량의
response to
국가 간
health
격차
crisis
해소를 위한
and join the international
국제사회
effort to
노력에
bridge the gap in
동참할
pandemic
것입니다.
response capabilities between
특히 팬데믹
countries.
예방과
In
대응을
particular,
위한
we will
재원을
secure
조달하고
financing for the prevention
백신
of and
생산
response
역량을
to
높이기
pandemic
위해
while
바이오
nurturing
인력을
workforce
양성하며
in the
미래
biotechnology
신종
sector to
감염병
boost
대응을
vaccine
위한
production
국제
capacity.
협력을
Korea will
주도해
also
나가겠습니다.
take the lead in cooperating with other
국제사회는
countries to respond to
백신과
new
치료제,
infectious diseases in the
진단 기기와
future.
같은
The international
감염병
community
대응
must
수단을
work together to
발전시키기
further
위해
develop
함께
vaccines, therapeutics,
노력하고
and diagnostics,
이에
and other
대한
measures
세계
against
시민의
infectious
공평한
diseases,
접근을
and ensure
보장하는 데
equal access
함께
to
힘을
them
모아야
for
합니다.
all global citizens.
디지털 격차도
The same is
마찬가지입니다.
true for the digital divide.
디지털 심화 시대에
In this era of great digital transformation, the digital divide is emerging as a new challenge.
이러한 도전에
In response
대응하여
to such challenge,
기술이
we need to build a
세계
global
시민의
digital order
자유를
so that
확대하는 데
digital
기여할
technologies
수
can
있도록
help global citizens
글로벌 디지털
expand their
질서를
freedom.
정립해야 합니다. 대한민국은
The Korean government
디지털 권리
is
장전을
to
마련하여
create the
글로벌
Digital Bill
디지털
of Rights in
질서의
Korea,
정립에
which can
기여할
contribute to the
디지털
establishment
권리
of a
장전은
global digital order.
디지털 기술을
The Digital Bill of
참여할
Rights in
권리를
Korea will
인간의
define the
보편적
right to
권리로
enjoy
규정하고
digital technology
4차
such as
산업혁명
a
시대에
universal right
새로운
of
이슈를
humanity
해결하기
and propose the
위한
basic
원칙을
principles
제시할
to
것입니다.
resolve novel issues that may arise in an era of
정보의
great digital
데이터와
transformation.
인간의 서비스를
The government of
결합한
Republic of Korea aims to create a digital
추진하고
platform
있습니다.
government that marries
인간의
government-owned
창의적인
data and
아이디어와
private sector
AI,
services.
클라우드,
Based on the
정보
private
처리
sector's
네트워크의
creative ideas,
혁신
as
기술을
well as
바탕으로
innovative technologies in
행정 서비스의
AI,
수준을
cloud computing,
혁신적으로
information
끌어올릴
processing, and
것입니다.
network,
이
we will
혁신적인
radically upgrade
행정 서비스를
administrative
통해
services,
촘촘한
which will
사회
conduce to
안전망을
building an
구축할
effective
것입니다.
social safety net.
대한민국은 디지털 기술 선도
As a leading
국가로서
country in digital technology,
개도국을 상대로
Korea has shared its
전자정부
digital
경험을
government
공유하고
experiences with
디지털 분야
developing
ODA를
countries and
적극
actively
추진해
promoted
왔습니다.
digital ODA.
앞으로도 디지털
We will
기술과
continue in the future to make efforts
공유,
to share
그리고
and
확산을
disseminate
위해
digital
노력할
technologies
것입니다.
and our experiences.
슈밥 회장님,
Honorable Chairman
그리고
Schwab
이 자리에 계신
and
글로벌
global
리더
leaders
여러분,
who are present
지금
today.
세계가 직면한
The structural
구조적 문제는
problems the world is currently
협력과 연대
grappling
없이는
with
해결이
cannot be
불가능합니다.
resolved without cooperation
우리의
and
현대사는
solidarity. Our
자유를
modern
지키고
history has proven to
확장하기
us
위한
that an
확고한
unwavering
연대
spirit
정신이
of solidarity
위기를
to
극복하는
protect and
가장
expand
강력한
freedom
힘이라는
is
것을
the most
보여주고
powerful
있습니다.
force to overcome a
미래
crisis.
세대에게 더 나은
To the
미래를
next
건설할
generation,
책임,
we have the
세계 시민의
responsibility to
자유를
present a better
확장할
future,
책임,
the
지속
responsibility
가능한
to
평화와
expand freedom of
번영을
global
이룩할
citizens,
책임이
and the responsibility
지금
to
우리에게
achieve sustainable
더욱
peace and
강력한
prosperity
연대,
are calling for
행동하는
our
연대를
stronger
요구하고
solidarity
있습니다.
and solidarity
오늘
in
이 자리에서
action.
나눈 우리들의
I
지혜가
hope the
세계
wisdom we
시민의
share here
자유와
at this year's
번영을
forum
지키고
will serve as
확장하는
valuable
소중한
resources to
밑거름이
protect
되길
and
바랍니다.
expand the freedom
감사합니다.
and prosperity of global citizens. Thank you.
Mr. President, thank you for outlining your policies, and your speech has shown, I think, two things. First, how much the country is embracing the modern world, particularly the fourth industrial revolution. I coined this notion, and I know my book was most sold in Korea, by the way, which shows how the country has embraced this notion of the new technologies and it's the importance of the fourth industrial revolution. But you also outlined particularly the role the Republic of Korea is playing in the international geopolitical and geo-economic context. Before asking two or three questions, I just want to use this opportunity to welcome very much the very strong delegation, business delegation, which we have from the Republic of Korea. We really have here public-private, great public-private cooperation. Mr. President, in your speech, you highlighted very much the role the supply chains are playing at this moment and the reshaping of supply chains which is taking place. And my question would be, what practical steps, what are the policies which you will undertake to make sure that in the supply chain reshaping of the world, Korea plays a major role?
우리가 그 복원을 시키고 회복해야
By
되는
restoring
공급망 대상
the supply chain,
여러 가지가 있습니다.
we have a lot of restoring to do in terms of
먼저
supply chain. So first of all,
이 반도체를
the semiconductor
예를 들어서
would be
말씀을
a good
드리겠습니다.
example.
반도체는
Semiconductor
산업의 쌀이라고
is,
하고
we call it a rice
현대
of
산업
our
사회에서는
industry, and in the modern industry, semiconductor is a must-have. So for this semiconductor to be supplied seamlessly, we have to make our efforts. However, with the geopolitical issues and conflicts and other variety of causes, the semiconductor supply chain has
기술의 이런 블록화를 보이면서
been showing the technological block forming
현대 산업 사회의
and
경제
the
성장에 많은
economic
위축을 경험하고
growth
있습니다.
has been contracted, therefore.
가급적이면은
So for us,
우리가 가지고
we
있는
would
이
like to
반도체
do our utmost
기술을
with the
많은
technology
나라에서
we have for
생산함으로써
semiconductor so that many
함께
other
또
countries can
공유할 거는
produce the
공유해
semiconductor
또 우리가
and to share whatever we
기술에
can
좀
with
앞선
other
부분에
countries.
대해서는
And the
다양한 이런 협력
advanced
사업을
technologies
통해서
that we have, we can
반도체
contribute
공급망이
to
원활하게
the
작동하도록
restoring of the supply chain of
생각입니다.
semiconductor.
반도체 기술이 워낙
Semiconductor
중요한
technology
기술이다 보니까
is of a great
기술
importance.
블록화라는 거를
And
피하기
so
어려운 면도
technological
있습니다만
block forming is
우리 정부는
therefore to some
어떻게
extent
해서든지
inevitable. However, my government
여러 나라들과 협력 사업을 더 강화하고
will
이렇게 해서
strengthen the
공급망이
cooperation projects
원활하게
with other
복원되고
countries,
국제
thereby
사회의 그 산업 발전에
restoring
기여할 수
the supply
있도록
chain
하겠습니다.
of semiconductor, and that will lead to a global economic
Mr.
contribution.
President, I would like to come back to the issue of energy transition. Every country has to find the right equilibrium between among three objectives in this transition. It's, of course, affordability, it's resilience, and its sustainability. Could you tell us, you mentioned also your reliance on nuclear energy. Could you tell us more about the strategy of your country to reach net zero?
한국은 그동안
So the Republic of Korea, until now,
화석 에너지에
we
대폭 의존을
were
해왔고
heavily reliant
그리고
on fossil energy.
원자력 발전을
And
시작한
the
지는
nuclear power
이제 40년이 조금
energy
넘습니다.
has been
지금 한
taking place for the last 4
20%
decades.
조금 넘는
At the
정도
moment,
수준의
about
에너지 공급을 원전이
20%
담당하고 있습니다.
of the total energy
그러나
mix is
한동안 또 탈원전이라고
contributed by
해서
the nuclear powers. However, for
원자력을
some
감축하려는
time,
시도가
there
몇
were
년간 지속되어 온 탓에
efforts to
원전의 이런 그 생태계들도 많이 힘들어졌습니다.
minimize the
그래서
nuclear power, and
탄소
therefore the
중립을
ecosystem of
저희가
nuclear power
반드시
has been
달성을
going
하기
through
위해서
some struggles.
신재생
However,
에너지에
for
대한
us to
기술
achieve the
강화하고
energy mix,
또
we are going to strengthen
원전
the nuclear power technology, the
원자력
technological
발전을 좀
aspect,
더 확대해 나갈
and to
생각을
expand
가지고 있습니다.
nuclear power generation.
원전에 관해서는 뭐
And
우리나라의
about nuclear
원자력
power plants,
발전소를 또 추가로 건설하는 것뿐만이
not
아니라
only
전
building
세계의
additional power plants in
탄소
Korea,
중립을
but
목표로
also
하는 국가들과
contributing
원전
to other
기술을
countries
공유하고
worldwide who would
그리고
like to
다양한 수출과 협력을
achieve
통해서
the net zero target.
청정 에너지인 원전이
So this clean energy,
그
which is
에너지
nuclear
원으로 쓰일 수
energy,
있도록
could be one of
국제사회에서
the
노력을 하겠습니다.
major
그리고
energy sources for other
신재생
countries
에너지
as well.
분야는
And the renewable energy sector,
기술 산업화를 정부에서 강력히
the
추진을 해서
government is pursuing very strongly the technological industrialization of technologies. And by doing so, we are going to bring up this renewable energy technology to the world's top-notch technology. And together with the
신재생
other
에너지에 대한
countries,
기술을 국제사회가 함께 공유하고 탄소
we will
중립을 향해
contribute
함께 갈 수 있도록 노력할
in
생각입니다.
sharing the renewable energy technology.
Mr. President, I switch to a more political issue. We talk now very much when we look at the reshaping of the global order, of the geopolitical order. I think you also use this term in your speech, like-minded countries or coalitions based on values, coalitions based on mutual trust. Now, how do you plan in this context and foresee Korea's relations with key partners in the region? Of course, I'm thinking of China and Japan. And how will the strengthening of new alliances based on trust impact peace and stability in the Korean Peninsula and the region in general?
우리와 그 어떤 보편적 가치를
The universal values that we share with other countries,
안보,
and with these
경제, 보건, 협력,
countries,
첨단 과학기술
security, cutting-edge technology
함께 하는 것은 아마
are the
불가피한 선택일 거라고 저는
topics
생각합니다.
that we are closely cooperating with these countries. However, such
보편적
bloc
가치를 공유하는
forming,
국가들과의
the blocks that share the universal values and cooperation, strengthening cooperation with among these countries should not be leading to a
지금 인류
silo
번영을 가져온
creation,
다자주의와 자유무역 체제와
because multilateralism
맞지를 않습니다.
is
그리고
one of the
대한민국은
values that we must
평화를
uphold,
사랑하는 나라이고
and forming a
국제사회의
bloc
공동
that
번영을
is
추구합니다. 그래서 우리는
that only
우리에게
goes together by those blocks
침략을
would
강행하지
be
않고
going against
또
this
우리와
universal
협력할
value.
의사가 있는
And
어떤
the
체제의
Republic of Korea
국가와도 우리는
can
공급망의
cooperate
복원이라든지
in order to restore the supply chain and address the climate change, climate crisis. If we share the global and universal values, we are ready to cooperate with any countries around the world.
거의 보편적 가치를
And
함께하는
the United States, as
유사한
well
정치,
as
사회, 경제 체제를
Japan,
가지고 있습니다.
we have very
중국은
similar
우리하고 다른 점이 좀
social and
있습니다만은
political
그러나
landscapes, the structure. However, China is a little
우리와
bit
보편적
different.
가치를
However,
공유하는 국가들과의
nevertheless,
긴밀한 협력이
the close cooperation with the
체제가
countries
다르거나
that share universal
보편적 가치에
values of
있어서
ours
많은 차이가 있는 국가들과의 관계를 배제하고 차단하는 그런 방식으로 운영될 것이 아니라
will
더
be strengthened,
포용적이고
and we will be more
더 융합적인
inclusive and
그런
more
방식으로
convergent
운영돼야
in
된다고
order to
생각합니다.
embrace these countries that share the universal values, rather than excluding
Thank
these
you
countries.
very much, Mr. President. This concludes this interesting and very important session on the Republic of Korea. Please give a big hand to the President and to the business delegation.
All right, that was South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol addressing global concerns at the Davos Forum. This is where we have to wrap things up. Thanks so much for watching.